What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to showcase some Shadow Sableye in the Open Great League. This Pokemon has always been one of my favorite save swaps in the entire game. It has so many different coverage moves nowadays that you can run too. I think Foul Play and Shadow Claw you always run on any Sableye moveset, but Drain Punch, Dazzling Gleam, Power Gem, and even Shadow Sneak are all options for coverage moves. This Pokemon is so fun to use, I'm excited to see what it can do. Now, real quick, before we do get into the battles, I want to ask, if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. Alright, we got our first opponent of the day. We'll see Corviknight up against a Shadow Kwak. Okay, I like to see that here. My backline has play against this, but I resist the Mud Slap damage here, which is pretty nice. And in comes a Licky Licky. I'm just going to come in with my Furt here. I do have Brick Break, which should be able to two-shot them. And that's pretty nice. 7... Is that a CMP? It might have been a CMP. But if it was, so be it. The best thing about it is just getting my debuff off as early as I can to make it so my Sucker Punches and my Charge Attacks do more damage. Okay, it was a CMP, but we do land that attack here. So right now they're at 7, so 2 away from a third Body Slam. So we'll see at this point if they get to that third Body Slam here, and honestly, they probably will. I was a little bit slow on the counter swap because I didn't know what was coming in. It could have been a Furret, and if that was the case, I'd probably want to go for a Chip and Dip just in case they were also on the Brick Break moveset. Alright. Yeah, Licky Licky does get to another move here. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know if I should shield this or not, but I'm going to, just because I want to play it safe. I know that my Sableye can have play into the Marowak, but I don't really want to be in that matchup if I can help it. Corviknight is much better there, and I can likely get a Swift off into the Marowak if it comes back in to try to farm us down. And honestly, if they shield that, I think at this point, I'm actually very fine with this. I can let this move go. And I don't need Switch, at least I don't think I need Switch advantage this game. Instead, I'm going to go for a Sand Attack down here. They might get a Shadow Ball into us. But honestly, even if they do, it's not like it does that much damage. And if they don't, I'd be so happy. Okay, that's a huge farm down. What comes in? Okay, I probably should have stayed in there, not going to lie. But, I mean, we're actually in a pretty fine spot because they swapped out too. This is not playing out the way I thought it would. Tinkaton does technically resist all of my energy. Actually, from both of my remaining Pokemon, that's kind of crazy. But it's not going to want to take a lot of the fast move pressure that we have. And honestly, even Sableye here, I think just like Foul Plays might do more damage than anything that I can do with my Corviknight. So I think shielding this, going for a farm down, is not a bad play. They Rock Slide, I guess that does do more raw damage. And they've realized they're not going to get to 2 Moog Clubs anyway, so they might as well go for the big move. Yeah, this should be game over at this point. We just start spamming out Foul Plays, get the Shadow Claw damage, and I mean, maybe they can try to go for a farm down, but if they try to do that, I'll at least get 2 Foul Plays off here, and I can also swap if I want to. They let that go, which honestly, probably a little bit of a mistake. Saying at this point, I'm going to be doing a lot more damage with my Foul Plays than Air Cutters would. Payback would maybe be around the same damage, but here's the thing. They're so low on HP. Yeah, they have to shield something. And there we go, we got a shield. I'm just going to go straight Air Cutter, I think. Go for those boosts, potentially. And we should survive 2 Gigaton Hammers, despite the little bit of chip damage that we took already. Another Fairy Wind coming through, so they're basically at 100 energy right now. They need to start throwing energy at some point, and I'm putting them into a range where I can probably just go for a Shadow Claw down 2 with my Shadow Sableye if I have to. We got a boost, nice. Let's see how much damage a Gigaton Hammer can potentially do to us here. Probably quite a bit. Is it a 2-shot from this range? It's not, but like, that is closer to a 2-shot than it really should be, saying I do resist that. We'll just payback, though. Get the guaranteed knockout, and that should be game. Yeah, and Tinkaton actually putting in a little bit of work here. My team is, I wouldn't say weak to it necessarily, but it's not strong against it either, so I'm glad we were able to win that one. There we go. Next opponent. We will see Corviknight into Sableye. Fellow Sableye abuser. Let's see what they're going to do. I would imagine they stay in here. Sableye is actually a little bit awkward for my Corviknight here, just because it is able to outpace us to 2 moves if I go for a payback. We'll see what I should do. My Sand Attacks are adding up, which is pretty nice. But I also have a Furret in the backline, and Furret probably doesn't like the fact that I'm going to be sacrificing, the Sableye matchup. If Furret was against Sableye, it'd be in a really nice position. We'll see what's in the back, though. Potentially, we're still in a playable spot. Oh, we get a shield there. That's unexpected, actually. What do I want to do now? I guess I shield this up. I want to make sure to get a payback or get that second shield. We'll see what they do. No Drain Punch is always a good thing to see. And we do land the payback here. They're at the next Foul Play right now, and I honestly don't know if Payback is enough damage to knock him out from here, but it will put them pretty low if they let it go. Oh, they do shield that. And they just double shield, I suppose. You know, fair. That's a play you can go for. I'm kind of scared what that might implies in the backline, but we'll see. I guess I should have gone straight air cutter there. That would have been a pretty diabolical way to play the matchup out, but it's fine. I'm going to go for an attempted farm down here, if possible. I'm going to shield this up. It could be, like... Actually, I don't know if they have enough energy for a Dazzling Gleam, but I hope I can just one-shield Shadow Claw down before they get a second foul play off. It'd be kind of annoying if they did get another foul play. Uh-oh, do they? They do. 1 HP. That's probably more like 2 HP, but still, that's not great. Not gonna lie. Uh-oh. What's in the back? They were playing for a Switch, so there's a good chance... Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a good chance there's some RPS shenanigans in the backline here. I think we can get through the Wigglytuff and we can see the third Pokemon, but I don't think there's much of a chance that we actually win the game. We'll see what they bring in, or if they freeze for a second. Dude, what is happening right now? I just gave them a sneak, I guess. The animations were, like, paused. I have no idea if they were actually, like, not going there or what, but that's not ideal to give them a full sneak. They do throw energy. At least I land the move before they can get to an Icy Wind, right? But the best thing for them is they only have a very low HP for it. Yeah, to take care of in the backline. Honestly, Sableye was going to struggle against that backline either way. Maybe I should have tried to bait something out in the lead there. All right. Well, let's hope for no double fairy backline. That is a little bit of a weakness of the team, I will admit. With that said, we see a Corviknight in the lead, and we'll just try to neutralize this Pokemon. My whole team has a lot of neutral play here, but I don't really have a hard counter. So it's, like, not the end of the world to get rid of this early on if I can. And it looks like they're over-farming. They're not going to go for a payback immediately, which makes some sense. It's honestly a little bit annoying that they're doing that, because I wouldn't have minded CMPing and swapping out. They do let that go, so at least I don't have to worry about, you know, them going for a shield on that and then worrying about air cutter baits. Honestly, I'm going to shield their payback. I don't know why, but it just feels like the play right now. I'm going to do that, and I think at this point, my Corviknight's going to put in a lot of work this game. They do go for another payback here, though. And that'll put me down to about the same HP range they're in, but honestly, their Corviknight looks a little bit squishy. It looks like they might get knocked out by the next one. I know there's some shenanigans you can pull in this matchup, where if you have... okay. I was going to say, if you have enough attack, you can two-shot Corviknights over time, which that might be the case there. They might not be on Brick Break. This would be huge if this is Trailblaze, because then I have a lot more of an advantage here in the mirror match. They didn't throw first, so they let me debuff before they do anything. Nice, I actually get that move to land, but they are at back-to-back attacks right now. They're at the 2 Swifts if they want to throw it. They could Trailblaze here, but then that's a lot of energy. I would be surprised to see that. Yeah, they do Swift. They Swift again. So that's all their energy down the drain, and that probably implies that they're not on Brick Break, right? Ah, I don't get that move off. I'm honestly going to farm down with Sableye. If I can get it down in 6 Shadow Claws, I'm in a really good spot. Okay, I mean, if they have Brick Break, I guess that's enough for it, but I think that they're 1 away from a Trailblaze still. Yeah, that's just a Swift. We have a lot of energy now on both of our remaining Pokemon. As long as they don't have a hard wall to, like, Dark-type damage, I should be in a pretty good spot. Let me just go for this Foul Play. That was a CMP, I think. Foul Play should get a shield here, potentially. Maybe a knockout if they just want to drain my energy. They do let that go. Okay. What's in the back? Oh my goodness. I think we're in a pretty good spot. We have so much energy on our Corviknight, right? I threw in slightly suboptimal timing here, but I think that's fine. Because I don't get incinerated down. And they do throw energy there. I mean, I just win this game if I shield this up. They can only get to a Seed Bomb against my Corviknight at this point. Because I can go for 2 more Shadow Claws, go for the Foul Play. They have a Seed Bomb now, but they're 1 Incinerate away from another, like, from a Shadow Ball, that is. So I can just bring in my Corviknight. I have almost 100 energy loaded, so... yeah, there's not much they can do at that point. That was an interesting team. Almost a mirror match, actually. They just had a different ghost type than us. Alright, we got our next opponent, Corviknight, into Tinkaton. Okay, kind of where I want to see it. My backline does not have a great way of knocking this Pokemon out. And they bring in a Shadow Gator, actually. Okay. Well, this is going to be an interesting game, to say the least. I don't have Trailblaze here, which is worse for this matchup, but it is better into the Tinkaton. So we'll see what they do. I'd love if we got his shield here, but they likely do just let this go. I think the play is, like, undercharge a little bit, just in case they do end up letting this go, so I get a little bit more energy. Yeah, because I wouldn't knock out with that Swift anyway. And I have to shield this up. I might as well shield and, get some energy against a Pokemon throwing Shadow Claws against us. But honestly, this is a little bit annoying. I have to go down shields here, and that I might even be in Fairy Wind downrange. That's never ideal. But at the very least, I can go for probably 2 Brick Breaks into the Tinkaton, and that will chip them down quite a bit. I've seen a lot of different things as a third to this team. It could be like a Guzzlord. It could be a Jellicent. It could be some other Pokemon we haven't even heard of before. 8. I mean, I get 2 Brick Breaks, right? This is honestly going to do about as much damage, if not more, than anything else that I could throw Charge Move-wise into, so I am fine with this. 9. I mean, if they Gigaton Hammer my Corviknight, that is very fine by me. 10. Okay, they must be a little bit scared of Corviknight here, I guess. So they should be at 3 after this Gigaton Hammer, so 4 more away from their next big move. But I survive this. It hurts, but I do survive. And there is a Jellicent in the back line. As we were thinking, there was a chance there could be. And we actually get a full Shadow Claw sneak there. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for just Surfs in this matchup, at least one Surf. But no, they do go for the Shadow Ball just to make sure they get the knockout either way. But I am doing so much with Shadow Claws here. I'm putting them into a range where I can likely just knock them out with an Air Cutter if they're not careful. They're 1 away from the next Shadow Ball, and my Foul Play is already reached, so I can go for good timing. 1 Shadow Claw into the Foul Play. If they don't end up going for a move instantly, I think 2 more Shadow Claws put them into Air Cutter range. And if they don't overfarm, then I just go for a payback with my Corviknight. Yeah, they do overfarm a little bit, but I think that might be a little bit too greedy on their part, actually. I think that puts them into Air Cutter range. And then my Corviknight should be able to close out this matchup. We get knocked out there at 1, 2, 3. And this should KO them, or at the very least, put them into a range where the next 3 Sand attacks should be enough. We will see, though. Yeah, that just knocks out. No boost, but I don't think we need it right now. Because we just go for a single payback, and we survive the Gigaton Hammer, right? I think their best course of action is trying to go for a Bulldoze into a Gigaton, but I don't think they have the energy to be able to do that. But they don't go for that. They just go for the Gigaton, hoping that that's enough damage to knock out. But yeah, Corviknight, it might not be... I don't know. Well, it's bulky, and it does resist Gigaton Hammer. That's just a crazy move. But it's not quite enough to knock us out. So we pay back, we get the KO. Once again, a Tinkaton taken down. Next opponent. We will see Corviknight into Shadow Fortress. If this is on Volt Switch, I'll switch out, but it's likely, since it's on Shadow, on Bug Bite, which should be a pretty good lead. And yeah, we see Bug Bites coming through. Although Shadow Fortress, fun fact, does 2 damage per Bug Bite, despite both Flying and Steel-resisting Bug. Kind of makes this matchup a little bit more uncomfortable than you'd expect. With that said, we can still do quite a bit of damage. Maybe get his shield by going for a payback here. They let that go. That's huge. My backline doesn't love to see Fortress, necessarily. What do I do here? I think I might just swap into Sableye. Just get an energy lead there. Oh, well, they swapped too. I guess I shouldn't have switched out, because I could have brought in my Furret here, which would have been a really hard counter. I don't know. I think double shielding this is not a bad idea. I do lose CMP, which is kind of sad. This is an IV-dependent matchup, so it's not like a guarantee that I lose the CMP, but it looks like my Sableye does not have quite enough attack to win this one. So, I guess we'll just stay in here and see what they want to do. It is a non-Shadow Gator, so my Shadow Claws also aren't doing as much damage as I'd like, but I think still, that is fine. Because my Corviknight is also still around, right? I'm going to go for the Foul Play now. Corviknight should be able to be brought in and outpaced to an Air Cutter if they try to stay in. If they shield that. Yeah, they do shield. What did they just catch on? On the Fortress, okay. Well, I mean, I just undercharge this quite a bit, and I can come out of this matchup with another Air Cutter, probably. Well, I got a boost, so maybe I don't come out with an Air Cutter. Okay, but they do have to throw their energy almost immediately with the Feraligatr if they want to knock us out. And we see a Tinkaton come in, which is an interesting Pokemon to bring into a Corviknight, but it's actually going to work out a little bit for them. Because they can wall my energy, despite my boost, right? But I do like getting boosted paybacks into them. That does actually hurt quite a bit. Wow, they let me get a second move off. That's actually really nice. But I am still in a bit of a scary spot. I'm not gonna lie, I don't love where I'm at this game. Okay, so they should be at 10. I don't think a Bulldoze quite knocks us out, but they might go for it nonetheless. They're at 3. I gotta switch here. Maybe I was off by 1. Maybe this is a Gigaton Hammer. But honestly, I'm fine if it is. Like, that's all their energy down the drain. And now I should be able to bring in my Furret and close out this game. Yeah, wait, I just go for the Brick Break, and I win, right? They might be expecting that I'm on Swift and Trailblaze here, but Brick Break should get the knockout. I think they're still 1 away from their Hydro Cannon, and they would need 2 to knock out my Furret. I think we're fine. Nice. Let's go. Yeah, Furret just a little bit too spammy here. That was actually a really scary backline to see. Guys, was that a Fortress Tankaton core? Now that I'm thinking about it, what do they do to, like, I don't know, a Gorgeist or a Talonflamer? Like, dude, I don't know. I should stop trying to reason with these teams that we see in the Go Bad League, but that is an insane core. The Tankaton Shadow Fortress core. All right. We get a 4-1, 28-91. Let's keep it going. Okay, next game. Corviknight up against a Diggersby. Oh boy, that is not a lead I really want to see. And honestly, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring in my Furret, which I'm hoping is going to be safe into the team. And hopefully they stay in. They're at 6, so it is a Scorching Sands coming through. The big question is going to be on if they get a debuff. Okay, they don't debuff. That's really nice. We actually get a Brick Break off into them as well. So this should put them down into a range where now, at least my backline, if they do swap out, they can handle it a little bit. Are they staying in? This is crazy to me. I mean, I'm fine with this, though, because these fast moves are going to put them into a range now where, like, even a foul play from Sableye would be enough. And, I mean, as long as I don't get debuffed, that is, once again. Okay, nice. No debuff. That's only a Fire Punch. I guess I should have, like, CMP'd on the Fire Punch here to not take this chip damage, but, I mean, I can come out of this matchup with a move ready to go. Alright. I mean, we got rid of a huge core breaker for my Sableye Corviknight duo. What's going to be in the back? Why did they not switch out? Well, okay, Fearo's not terrible to see. I am a little bit concerned. Like, what if it's for some reason Wigglytuff or something? They just did not switch out. What if that's the case? Ooh, it's not, but actually that might be really terrible. Uh-oh. 7. Uh-oh. Yeah, I might lose this game, actually. Honestly, it's not looking great for us. We do shield the Acro at the very least, so that's good. I should get both shields here. And then maybe my Corviknight can still put in some work. I mean, I can even try to go for, like, a catch on an Acrobatics, but that might be really crazy. Is that even, like, a good play to try to go for? 6. I don't even know if that Fearow, though, is in range where I could knock him out with a payback. We try to go for a catch. They didn't actually fall for it, I don't think. But maybe there's still play, actually. They do discharge. I think that's fine, technically. And they double discharge. This game's gonna get so weird. I hope they stay in here. But a swap is very smart on their part. Now they win. Because, like, if I would have been able to farm them down, I would have had a chance to power gem this. Oh, man, they were expecting the catch. They were expecting the catch, and I didn't quite get it right. Really bad team for us to see. Honestly, they do lose to a single ice type. So again, an absolutely crazy team, but I do respect the Emolga. Alright, next opponent. Corviknight up against Arawak. There we go. I do like that lead quite a bit. My team has a lot of play against this, so we'll see what they do, if I need to win switch or not. They're actually staying in for a second. Thanks to that Mud Slap nerf this season, I don't take quite as much damage from them, but honestly, it does still add up for some reason, so I guess we'll see what they do here. They're at 5, so a Rock Slide being thrown. They might swap out now, or maybe they're just trying to soft lose this matchup. It is kind of hard to say. Okay. And I'm fine seeing this here. They have to rock too much to knock us out. Again, I'm not that scared of the Marowak. And I should be able to get either a shield or just a KO against this with my Corviknight. Well, there's a shield, okay. Yeah, we get 2 paybacks off before they can even Rock Tomb us, so that's really nice. I think I've seen a team in the past. Actually, I don't know. It might have been a Ufisk lead that I'm thinking of that had an Araquanid in the back. But I could see that being the case. Potentially. I'll let this go. I think we've done what we needed to with our Corviknight. They do knock us out there. I was kind of hoping that maybe they'd go for like a Sand Tomb. Nice, I get the full farm down there. If I didn't, that would have been annoying. Carbink. Fair, I guess. I would love to land a Power Gem here, though. Because Power Gem does a pretty sizable chunk of damage here. I don't have Trailblaze on my Furret, right? So getting a Power Gem off puts them much lower than they probably want to be. Okay. They didn't catch that move as well, which is amazing. But, like, this game's still gonna get a little bit more awkward than I like. But they no-shield that, okay. I wish I had Trailblaze. A Trailblaze for it right now would easily win us this game. Oh, they Moonblast? And they switch, okay. Well, who needs Trailblaze when that happens, I guess. Again, I wish I had Trailblaze here, but maybe they think I do, and maybe they shield anyway. They no shield, but I mean, I might just get a full farm down here. They actually let that through, or they give me a sneak, rather. If 6 Sucker Punches are enough to knock him out here, then we should get a full farm down without taking another Bone Club. I think we do knock him out with Sucker Punches. Nice. And now we just go for the double Brick Break. Even Shadow Claws from my Sableye should be enough to knock out the Carbink from this range. Okay, okay. You know, Carbink is annoying, not gonna lie, but at least we have ways to deal with it with this team. It's not completely unplayable. Okay, so go for another Brick Break. If they shield this up, then, I mean, they just get farmed down anyway by my Sableye. And if they no-shield this, I just win because they get knocked out. Yeah, nice. Interesting team. I'm glad I won that one. Got our next opponent. And we'll see Corviknight up against Ufisk. Okay, don't love this Pokemon, but we keep on seeing it, so we'll see what we can do here. I'll go for the swap out into my Furret, and we'll see if they go for a Chip and Dip, or if they, you know, just stay in this matchup. They go for at least probably a Mud Bomb here, but the big question is, do they swap out after the Mud Bomb, or do they stay in because they think that Furret is a menace? And they do actually switch into a Charjabug, which I do have a decent energy lead against, but what I don't have is a way to easily two-shot them. Because, obviously, my Sucker Punch damage landed a lot against that Ufisk rather than against this Charjabug. ABA Electric, by the way. 1 Digger's Beam would be a little bit disruptive to this person's team. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I mean, does Furret win this CMP? I think I do. Oh, that's a smart discharge as well, by the way. Because if I did go for a catch, then I'd likely catch on Corviknight, which would make sense for them to do that. With that said, we can go for the Swift. We actually do get a shield. Surely it's, like, not unplayable for Sableye in the backline, right? I don't know. I think Sableye is more important to get an energy lead on here, so I'm going to go for the Shadow Claw and hope for no Wigglytuff for some reason. Okay, they actually... Is it just triple electric? Is that why they bring this in? They're at 5, so they have a move 6. I'll let the Mud Bomb go. At this point, I think I can Shadow Claw them eventually into Foul Play range. But it's gonna do a lot of damage to us here. Say it with me! 1 Digger's Bee. 1 Digger's Beam. That is insane. But, honestly, I don't know. Maybe there's still a chance? Is there? Maybe I'm coping a little bit too hard. They do throw energy here. But, like, here's the thing. I can shield this, I can Foul Play, knock him out, and I can come in with my Corviknight, which honestly is not... Oh, they actually go for a Rock Tomb there. I don't know if the Rock Tomb's even the best play they could go for. Actually, it's probably a pretty smart play, because now they might survive this Foul Play. That actually is a pretty smart play by them. Oh, but no, it's not, because I I don't get, or they don't survive that. Hold on. So, like, I can pay back this. I should survive 2 discharges, and, like, the sand attacks plus the paybacks should be enough over time to, like, maybe knock them out? I don't know. Maybe they still have us. Because if they can farm us all the way down and have a move ready for my Sableye, they can also win that way. And I don't love that. It's going to come down to, like, razor-thin margins on just how much damage this discharge does, and, like, if I can not get farmed down, you know? I don't know. Please, Corviknight, I've never believed in you so much that I think they have the move. That's so annoying! They don't have the move! They're 1 away! That's the worst team I've seen in my life! Okay, next opponent. It's gonna be kind of hard to top that last game. I hope I don't want to see this. I was gonna say something about I hope I start seeing better leads, but, like, Macargo then shows up on my screen, and I don't really know what to do. The one good thing about this matchup here is, as you can see, Sand Attack is very effective into it. Do they overheat us? I don't think they do. They Rock Tomb. This is great. Okay. I get my Sableye, or I get my Furret, rather, into the Sableye. I don't have Trailblaze, which does make this matchup a little bit worse, but I was allowed to clear my debuffs from my Corviknight, which is pretty nice. And yeah, non-Shadow Sableye does not two-shot us here with Foul Plays, which is also pretty good. Maybe I should have baited the Trailblaze, but honestly, they're never shielding this matchup anyway, so I think this is fine. What? I wasn't even at the move. That's good, I guess. I mean, I guess over time, 2 Foul Plays kind of knock us out, but they did give us that shield advantage here, so that's really nice. 9. So they're 1 away from the next move here. It looks like they can actually Shadow Claw us down. I guess regular Sableye is pretty sick as well. I'll just go for the energy lead here, though, because I have a lot of energy on my Corviknight. I can get a lot of energy here, and I can save my Furret as a way to clear debuffs later on if I have to, because that Macargo is still around, which I don't love. Hey, there's the Macargo. Crazy play. Alignment Gaming with a Power Gem here. That could have really backfired if they went for a sneak. Luckily, it looks like that was a CMP. They do shield that. I guess I should have Foul Played, but honestly, I really think that was a good idea to go for. I can now do 6 Shadow Claws and go for a Foul Play without taking another Incinerate. Well, I'll take 2 Incinerates, but not a third. And they should be 3 away from their next move. Okay, or I can do this. I can do whatever this is. Is this good? Find out, won't we? I have a lot of energy. I have a lot of energy. Is it gonna work out for me? I don't even know. But we'll try our best, because I should be able to get at least 2 Air Cutters off here, plus a Foul Play with my Sableye. But I don't know how worth it it's gonna be. No boost there. Ferrothorn in the back. Hold on, wait, that's actually really good for my Corviknight to see, as well as the fact that I have a Sableye with a move loaded. Because they can't really Bullet Seed us down here. I get a boost as well, which is pretty cool. Or... Alright, if I see them go for a Bullet Seed, I do 1 Sand Attack and I swap into my Sableye. And then I think I just have it by doing that, because that guarantees they can't catch. And now I think I knock this out with the Foul Play. Even if I don't, though, my Corviknight probably... Okay, well, actually, I'm pretty wrong on that damage range. But I go for the Sand Attack down here, and I should be able to either Sand Attack down the Sableye or Air Cutter it, and win the game that way. Yeah, there goes our Sableye, but... I mean, yeah, we just knock this out before they Shadow Claw us down. And they're basically energy dry on the Ferrothorn, so... we should be good. We should have this one. You get a boost again just for good measure, not that it really matters at this point. They don't have any energy. What a game. What a weird team. GG's. Alright, next opponent. Corviknight into Shadow Fort. We've seen a lot of these as well, but the best thing about this is it's not a Macargo, first and foremost, and second of all, oh man, okay. I don't love that they're on Volt Switch here, but since they are, they're likely going to go for Rock Tomb against us. I try to go for a CMP, and they just go for the Overfarm, which honestly, very smart play by them as well. But I think this isn't a terrible spot to be in, even still. It's not great, but it's not like... Oh man, it actually is really bad, isn't it? Why didn't they throw their move on CMP? It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. This is fine. What if we do it again? What are they over-farming for? They just expect me to... They're like, yeah, Axon's gonna throw an alignment twice in a row, and they make the calls right. It actually does, like, kind of work out, though. I'm gonna save this energy. It could be a bad play. But, like, what if it's not? Did anyone consider that? Or, okay, so they're at the funny move right now, the Aqua Tail. They might not even be on Stone Edge, but also I think 3 Aqua Tails is probably the way for them to play this matchup out. I'm gonna go for the payback here as well, because I feel like they never shield this. I might as well just chip this down as much as I can. I do have that foul play loaded in the backline, which is pretty cool. Or, okay. And I don't know if they can swap in Fortress here, but if they do have to throw a charge attack to knock us out, which is nice. Five, okay. This game's gonna get so weird. Do I get a shield here or not? Okay, they let that go. I mean, there's still a lot of moving parts this game. But I can get their final shield here. I have that energy on Sableye, and I mean, I have a lot of fast move pressure left as well. Do I get 2-shot by non-Shadow Gator Hydro Cannons? I do. So my Furt will go down if they shield this and they go for the Hydro. Which, I mean, you shield, right? You never don't shield this. Yeah. Well, GG, I guess. Why did they not Hydro Cannon? I think we had a chance to win that game, but it was gonna be like, I think a 50-50 on making really tight calls. Why did they just do that? Shadow Marowak. Okay, I don't know why people are using these so much today, but here it is, once again. And, I mean, I'm fine with him staying in. Rockslide doesn't do as much damage as they'd like, although it does basically 2-shot still. But it never puts me into Bone Club range. I'm fine letting this go. We did see a team earlier that was like Marowak, Fortress, Carbink. Wouldn't be surprised to see a team like that again at some point. I'm gonna go for the payback here. I could have gone for an Air Cutter, so maybe they go for a no-shield. They do let that go. And now we'll Air Cutter against this, now that they are in range where that would be enough. If we get a shield here, I'd actually be pretty happy. If they no-shield also, I mean, I'm fine with this going down, but I feel like a shield would be so nice to see. If we see a Bink come in, honestly, like, I'm not gonna let them farm us down there. Maybe I should have, though. It is a Bug Bite Fortress, which is a little bit scary, but what did they just catch on? It is the Carbink. They actually caught the foul play on the Carbink after 6 Shadow Claws, because, you know, they're just kind of built different, I guess. I do get a lot of, like, Shadow Claw damage here at the very least. I guess I double foul play, because I feel like they probably want to shield something at some point. And, I mean, 2 foul plays probably does more than a power gem. Maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, it does make it so I guarantee that I get both moves off. I wonder if this does do more raw damage. It's probably pretty similar. They let it go. So they're just assuming this game that shields are for the weak. Honestly, you know, that's a respectable way to play Pokemon Go. I think I'm going to shield this up, and I'm just going to build up a lot of energy here. They do Moonblast, so a good shield by us. I wish I had Trailblaze. Ooh, they might not expect, though, the Brick Break coming through here. If we land this move through the shield, that could be pretty big. They do shield, though. Okay. I think they Sand Tomb. They Rock Tomb. Bad call by me. I think it's still playable, though. Because, like, I can Brick Break again, and then I can Error or Sand Attack down, and hopefully, somehow I win this game. We'll hope. I don't know. They get the Sand Tomb, don't they? I misplayed this game. Shield the Rock Tomb, and I think I might be able to win it. Unfortunately, now I have to shield the Sand Tomb, and even more unfortunately, now the Carbink comes back in. Maybe, like, if I get an Air Cutter boost, I could have a chance here. Um, no boost probably for me. Yeah. Yeah, like if I boosted there, then my sand attacks might have been able to farm them down, potentially. I misplayed this game, I'm pretty sure, like 20 different times. Yeah, we get the shield there. And there's the boost, but yeah, too little too late at this point. Maybe I should have thrown energy into the fortress so I wouldn't have to have shielded against it. But like I needed the energy as well, or else I just get farmed down by rock throws. That's on me. You know, well played. I hate saying that to a Carbink Fortress Marowak user, but they did play pretty well. They caught my foul play, and that was huge. If I didn't let that foul play catch happen for my Sableye, that game is so different. But we'll take a 4-1. Shadow Sableye put in quite a bit of work here today. It is a Pokemon that has so many different options on charge moves to run. Maybe in the future I'll try out like Drain Punch or something. I feel like that could be a pretty fun option. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.